Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new on here, my name is Philip, and today we are going to check out this new album from the Moroccan Canadian singer, called Faouzi'a. Yes, I've been following her music, for some time now. I've been reacting to, singles that she's been dropping, on my main channel. I still love her music. Like I said, I've been following her for some time, and she dropped this one earlier today. Yes, this album's titled "Film Noir." Yes, and to put this out there, this is like my first time, actually doing a reaction and a review to Faouzi'a, an album that she has dropped, So yeah, but like I said, I've been following her music, so I know how she sounds, I know her sound, and all of that. Yes, this album, has 10. This album has 11 songs. Yes, runtime around 35 minutes and 12 seconds. Yes, this is definitely going to be a hell of a journey. She has, over the course of the months prior to this album release, she has dropped a couple of singles, which I have already listened to. Talk about Unethical, talk about Desert Rose, talk about Porcelain, and I think Peace and Violence. Yes, this is like the only 4 songs that I have personally listened to, on my main channel as singles. That is, but like I said, this is my first time, coming to check out, an album, that she has ever dropped. So I'm super excited, super stoked, to actually listen to this project. Yes. Expectations are high, guys. So let's, without wasting much time, without further ado, let's dig right in. First song titled "Lost My Mind in Paris." Whoa, okay. Let's take a listen, guys.
One minute I was on your arm, you held the door for me. I was stepping in your car. We took the road down to Belleville Park, dancing in the dark, laughed till we cried. Imagine my surprise, baby, when I saw through my window last night. How could a man be so cruel? Sirens, red and blue, flashing on my ceiling. Rumors fly through the radio. They don't know what you did to me. I bet they'd be surprised. How could a man be so cold? I lost my mind in Paris, spent all my night on the streets. Moment I saw you with her, it's a blank check. Stains on my sleeves, taste of your heart on my teeth, bruises and pain on my knees. Don't know what happened to me, mon chéri. I lost my mind in Paris. I lost my mind in Paris. Tu m'as rendu folle à Paris, sans dans la rue Rivoli. Quand je t'ai vue avec cette demoiselle, mais je t'aimerai. t'aimerai toujours à mourir.
10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0 Okay, yes, guys, the first song, "Lost My Mind in Paris." I have to say, guys, when a song, makes you feel like, you've just stepped into a cinematic, heartbreak scene. That's exactly, what the song, "Lost My Mind in Paris," by Faouzia'S does. I mean, right from the, very first line, you can almost, see, the rain-soaked streets of Paris and feel the ache, she's singing about. This track, to me is an emotional whirlwind. A mix of heartbreak, betrayal, and poetic madness. And Faouzia'S really, really goes and she captured it all, through her hauntingly beautiful vocals. Her voice, has this, perfect balance of power and fragility. If you ask me, one moment, she's whispering confessions, and the next, she's belting out, pure pain. It's dramatic, but never, overdone. To me, this is, Faouzia'S being completely in the moment. Lyrically, this song, it's some of her best work yet, if you ask me. She uses, vivid, almost, cinematic imagery. Black cherry stains on my sleeves, taste of my heart, taste of your heart, on my teeth. This line, she uses it, to paint a picture, of heartbreak, that's as raw, as it is elegant. We get, a bit of, French lines in there, and I feel like, they add a touch of authenticity, and tie, the whole emotional landscape, back to the song's setting. Musically, this song, feels lush and layered. A blend of cinematic pop and dark balladry. The production. I love the fact that it doesn't crowd her voice. Instead, it builds around it like a movie score. You can definitely hear. You can definitely hear the echo. Of pain in every no, and I feel like that is what makes it unforgettable. After listening to the song, what stood out to me most, is how real the song feels. Faouzia'S isn't just telling a story. She is reliving it right there, in front of us. You can tell, she's not afraid, to show vulnerability, and that honesty is, you know, definitely, what makes the song, resonate, so deeply. In short, "Lost My Mind in Paris," is not just, another breakup song. To me, it feels more like an experience. It's cinematic, it's emotional, and vocally stunning. So yeah, whether you are, a longtime Faouzia'S fan or, new to her music, this one is definitely a must listen. Guys, my final thoughts for this song, her vocals on here, flawless and emotionally gripping. The lyrics, are deeply poetic and, with a rich storytelling. The production definitely felt, cinematic and, perfectly balanced. Replay value for this song is definitely high, and especially, for fans of emotional, story-driven pop. Yes, that's just my take. That's just my perspective, for this song of this album. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this track? Did Faouzia'S capture that Parisian, heartbreak, for you too? Drop your thoughts down in the comment section. Let's talk about it, guys. We are moving on to the second song titled "Peace and Violence." Let's go.
Peace and violence, standing right beside you. Don't be frightened, I'll seek triumph for you.
right, guys. So that was the second song titled "Peace and Love." Guys, I have to say, right from the moment this song, started, you know, I could feel that Faouzi'a, isn't just singing. She is confessing. I love how the track, opens, with that in the dark, cinematic pulse. That I feel like I immediately, push you into her, film noir world. And right away there's this powerful tension between beauty, and danger. It's as if love, loyalty, and chaos, are, colliding in one emotional storm. Lyrically, Faouzi'a dives deep into the duality of devotion. Loving someone so fiercely that it becomes both your salvation and your undoing. When she brings, for you, I started war. It's not just a line. To me, it's a declaration. You feel the passion, but you also, sense the recklessness, in that kind of love, and I feel like personally, that is what makes a song, so captivating to listen. It's fearless, it's romantic, but it also, it is also, hauntingly self-aware. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, I loved it. Musically, the production is out of this world. I love the fact that the production, balances elegance and intensity perfectly. The verses, have a, smooth and hypnotic, flow, and then the beat, suddenly, tightens, as her vocals, sour. Rich, resonant, and full of, conviction, I have to say. There's also cinematic atmosphere here, with lush synths, deep bass, and rhythm, that feels like, the heartbeat, of a chase scene in a film noir movie. It's modern yet timeless, and very, very much Faouzi'a, I have to say. Her vocal performance, is, as always, absolutely stellar. She kills it every time. The control, the emotion, the phrasing. I love how she manages to sound both vulnerable and invincible, in the same breath. It's so clear that she's not just in the performance; she is embodying, the songs and the spirit, and you can definitely tell that she poured her soul, into this one. If I had, to critique anything, I'd say, it ends, a bit too soon, But just as you are completely immersed, it phased out, But maybe that's part, of the song's brilliance, leaving you wanting more. Yeah, I love the overall peace and violence. Is definitely a stunning fusion of passion, danger, and artistry. It's a love song, yes, but one that is wrapped in shadows. Where tenderness meets turmoil. It feels like a statement of who Faouzi'a is right now. Bold, cinematic, and unapologetically intense. Guys, this track, for my final thoughts, this track is more than just a song. It's more than just music. It's a mood. It's an emotion, and it's poetry in motion. Guys, I'll definitely give this a hard 9 out of 10. But that's just me. What do you guys also think about the song? Do you feel the peace and the violence, or both? Drop your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear, how you guys also interpreted this one down the comment section. Guys, I loved it. We are moving on to the third song, Unethical. This one, I've actually listened to it. Happens to be one of my favorite songs. So super excited to actually listen to it all over again. Let's take a listen, guys.
Vertigo in your arms. 1 second you hate me, then it's false alarm. That's just what you always do every time. Watch me when I break and say it's paradise. Set my body aflame. Lock me up and close the door when it rains. Maybe it's my fault I put you up so high. Darling, I think you can make the devil cry. And I've been waiting for the sunset, waiting on a sorry, but you're never sorry, are you? No, you don't even care. Can you stand to watch while I'm breaking all my bones, trying to hold you close? Come on, right out my body, tearing off my skin just to let you in. Isn't it a bit fingertips. Maybe it's my fault I can't walk away. Maybe I just thought you'd feel a little shame. Oh, I've been waiting for the sunset, waiting on a sorry, but you're never sorry, are you? No, you don't even care. How can you stand to watch while I'm breaking all my bones, trying to hold you close, come on right out my body, tearing off my skin just to let you in. Isn't it a bit unethical? Got me on my knees, have you any mercy? Every time you hurt me, baby, tell me if I'm not giving you enough. If you ever love me, let me go. Let me go. I'll let you go. You let me go. And I've been waiting for the sunset, waiting on a sorry, but you're never sorry, are you? No, you don't even care. Can you stand to watch while I'm breaking all my bones, trying to hold you close, come on right out my body, tearing off my skin just to let you in. Isn't it a bit unethical? Got me on my knees, have you any mercy? Every time you hurt me, baby, tell me if I'm not giving you enough. If you ever love me, let me go.
Okay. Woo. All right, guys. So the third song, Unethical. Like I said from the beginning, this happens to be one of the songs that I listened to prior to this album release. And as always, I have to say, and right from the opening notes of the song, Unethical, Faouzi'a, she really went and she pulled me, into an emotional storm, that felt both cinematic and painfully intimate. As a reactor, as a music reviewer, this track instantly, grabs your attention. It's one of those songs that you feel before you fully understand it. The production is lush, it's dramatic, and beautifully haunting. I have to say, blending in orchestral textures with modern pop power, in a way that perfectly matches Faouzia'S signature intensity. I mean, lyrically, Unethical, is a cry, from someone, trapped in an emotionally unbalanced relationship. Certain lines in there, cut my heart right out of my body, cut my heart, right out of my body, tearing off, my skin, just to let you in. I mean, it doesn't, hold back. They are raw, almost uncomfortable, in their honesty. I mean, the lyrics. Faouzi'a, questions the morality of loving someone who, takes advantage, of her compassion. Isn't it a bit unethical? Isn't it unethical? That repeated phrase becomes, both accusation and self-reflection. If you ask me, she is wrestling, with her own boundaries. It's personal yet universally relatable. Anyone who's ever given too much in love will definitely feel the song. Vocally, she's a powerhouse. As always, Faouzi'a, I love the fact that she doesn't just sing. She acts through her voice. The pain, the anger, the disbelief. It's all in there. The way her voice sours into the chorus, to me, gives you goosebumps. And I mean, we definitely have to credit where credit is due. Based on a few facts that I pulled up, the producer, named Arthur Besner. Hopefully I'm getting that pronunciation right. I mean, he builds a perfect, backdrop. Layering cinematic strings and pulse and percussion, without overshadowing Faouzia'S voice. The mix to me, felt like a movie soundtrack, fitting for her, album, FILM NOIR. After listening to this song, for the 100th time, what makes this song Unethical stand out to me is its balance between vulnerability and control. You know, Faouzi'a is clearly hurting, you know, but I mean, she delivers, you know, that pain with elegance and strength, you know. It's not just a heartbreak song, if you ask me personally. It's a confrontation, you know, an awakening. I mean, she is obviously reclaiming her voice, you know, even, you know, as it shakes, you know. If there's, you know, one critique, you know, is that the dramatic tone, to me, you know, might feel too polished, you know, at moments. You know, part of you almost, you know, wishes, you know, for a stripped down, you know, acoustic in the version, you know, to feel her emotion even closer, you know. But I feel like that's, you know, nitpicking, you know. As a complete piece, you know, this is Faouzi'a, you know, at her focused and cinematic, you know. I loved it. I mean, this song, you know, almost feels like the first time, you know, I heard it in a couple of months back, you know. Unethical, you know, it's definitely a stunning showcase of everything that makes, you know, Faouzi'a special. You know, powerhouse vocals, you know, lyrical depth, and that signature mix of, you know, theatrical, you know, pop and raw emotion. You know, it's definitely a heartbreak anthem wrapped in elegance. You know, a song that, you know, burns, you know, slowly, but, you know, leaves a mark, you know, long after, you know, it ends. I'll definitely give that a hard 9 out of 10, you know, just because this is a beautifully dark and emotionally charged standout, you know, from, you know, this album. I loved it. So that's just my thoughts, that's just my perspective. Let me know what you guys also think. Is this new Faouzia'S best emotional performance yet? Please, you know, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, we are moving on to the fourth song, Tous, Mots. I'm believing this is French. Yes. Please let me know down in the comment section what it means. Yes. Let's take a listen, guys.
Tous ces mots pour rien. Tous ces mots en vain.
Yeah.
Tous ces mots pour rien. Tous ces mots en vain.
Piano. Love it.
Tous ces mots pour rien. Tous ces mots en vain. Tous ces mots pour rien. Tous ces mots en vain. Tous ces mots pour rien. Tous ces mots en tous ces mots pour rien.
Okay.
Tous ces mots.
Wow. All right. The fourth song, Tous, Mots. Yes. Guys, after listening to this song, I have to say, I mean, from the very first piano note of the song, Tous, Mots, Faouzi'a, you know, pulled me, you know, straight into an atmosphere, you know, that felt, you know, both cinematic and deeply intimate. You know, this song, to me, is one of the standout tracks, you know, from this album, you know, FILM NOIR. I mean, definitely showcases her ability to, you know, fuse languages, you know, cultures, and emotions, you know, in a way that, you know, only she can. I mean, we definitely have to talk about the vibe first. We definitely have to talk about the vibe of the song. You know, the title, you know, which based on a few facts that I pulled up, you know, which translates, you know, all these words, you know, immediately hints at a theme, you know, of communication breakdown, you know, of words, you know, that were said, you know, and maybe, you know, words, you know, that should have been left unsaid. You know, you can definitely feel that attention in every single line. You know, even if you don't, you know, speak French, you know, Faouzia'S, you know, emotional delivery, you know, makes the message, you know, crystal clear. There's definitely regret, there is frustration, and longing, all swirling together in her performance, if you ask me. Vocally, she's, at her best here, if you ask me. Her tone, moves between delicate whispers, and explosive, belts, with absolute control. The way, she transitions, between softness and power, to me, feels like, watching a movie unfold, in sound. Fitting, considering the album's, cinematic title. Every inflection to me, is intentional, almost like, she is, acting out the heartbreak, word by word. Guys, the production definitely, deserves a mention too. I love the fact that it's clean, it's orchestral, and moody, like a storm, rolling in behind her voice. Subtle strings, echoing piano, and a reverb-drenched, percussion. All come together, to create a haunting, backdrop that lets, her vocal storytelling shine. I also love the fact that it's minimal but emotionally huge. After listening to this song, what's really is special, is how Faouzi'a embraces, her French, heritage, unapologetically. So many global, pop artists, stick to, English for reach, but I mean, she definitely leans into her multilingual identity, and I mean, it definitely paid off, to me, it adds authenticity and gives the song, a distinct flavor, that separates it, from, everything else, in today's, pop landscape. Lyrically, to Emma, is about emotional fatigue. I mean, about realizing that words alone, can't fix, what's already broken. I mean, the lyrics are Tous more Porcelain. All these words, for nothing. That's a translation that is. I mean, definitely hits hard, especially when you think, of how much, we rely on communication in love, only to, realize, sometimes, it's the silence, that speaks louder. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, but overall, this track, is a beautiful blend of vulnerability and cinematic power. It's not just a song. It's an emotional, short film. Told through melody and language. So yeah, whether you understand lyrics or not, you definitely feel them. Yeah. Tous more, I have to say, is I mean, is proof that Faouzi'a doesn't just sing. This girl, this woman, she performs, with her soul. It's elegant, heartbreaking and powerful in every sense. Easily one of the most moving moments, on this album, I have to say. Yes. Now, question for you guys. Did you feel the same emotional weight, even if you didn't speak French? I mean, where would you rank this track, among, her other, French or bilingual songs? Please let me know down in the comment section. And, which moment, in the song hit you the hardest, the quiet confession or the sour chorus. Please, drop your thoughts down below. Let's talk about it down there. Guys, we are moving on to the fifth song. Yes, titled Sweet Fever. Let's take a listen, guys.
Sweet fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here no more. Look at my eyes close. Feeling on my pulse.
Okay.
You don't know me at all. Would you hold me? Would you hear if I call? With all that I've gone through, I need you, I do. I've fallen to find you, my one remedy, and it's you. I'm praying, sweet fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here no more. Fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here scars.
Yeah.
Come nearer and heal me. With all that I've gone through, I need you, I do, I do. I've fallen to find you, my one remedy, and it's you. I'm praying, sweet fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here no more. Fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here no What do I do now? What do I do now? Can you hear me now? I'm praying. What do I do now? What do I do now? Can you hear me now? I'm praying. Sweet fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here no more. Fever, set me free. I don't wanna be here no more. No more.
Okay. Yes, guys, the French song Sweet Fever. Guys, right from the first note of this song, Faouzi'a, I mean, she pulled me into a swirl of emotions, and a bit of intensity that, only, she can deliver. This track, you know, from this album, I love the fact that, it blends haunting vulnerability with cinematic flair. Exactly, what I feel like our fans, have come to love, about her artistry. The production, has a dark, moody pulse, almost hypnotic, with an undercurrent of electronic beats that feels like a heartbeat, racing under the surface. I mean, I love the fact that it's clean, it's dramatic, and spacious, giving Faouzia'S voice, plenty of room to shine. And wow, her vocals, as always, they are the centerpiece, and personally, I love it. I mean, she moves effortlessly, between tenderness and power, pushing her range, to mirror the emotional chaos, she is describing. Lyrically, Sweet Fever, is both, aching and liberating. When she sings, Sweet Fever, set me free, I don't want to be here no more. To me, it feels like, she's pleading to escape, not just a relationship, but the weight of her emotions. There is just no push-pull between surrender and strength. I mean, she is caught in something that is, both, intoxicating and destructive. That duality to me is what makes the song, so relatable and compelling. Yes, one of my favorite things, about the song is how, Faouzi'a balances vulnerability with control. Even when she's, belting, there's a sense of restraint. A story, being told. Not just a note, being hit. Her vocal tone, carries raw honesty, which I loved, and that is what makes her performance so gripping. You definitely feel her desperation, her fire, and her need, to break free. So yeah, I loved it. Overall, this song, Sweet Fever, isn't just a pop song. It's an experience. It's a moment of catharsis, and Faouzi'a, once again proves, she's not just singing about emotion. She's living through every single lyric. I'll give this a hard 9 out of 10. Just because this is a haunting, heartfelt gem that, as always, captures Faouzia'S, signature mix of, cinematic pop and raw human emotion. Now, that's just my thoughts. That's just my perspective. Question for you guys: what part of this song, Sweet Fever, hit you the hardest? The lyrics, the production, or that incredible vocal delivery? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Yes, guys, we are moving on to the 6th song, Don't Ever Leave Me. Let's take a listen.
This heavy heart I carry, dress it up in light. 'Cause pain is holy, pain is holy. I am not my emotions, no, they're a point in time. Say it slowly, lend your hand to hold, let me see through your eyes. When I'm falling, I see myself so clearly in the darkest night. But the dawn's inside, I can see the light, I see it. I'm wide awake, I'm out of mind. I'm barely breathing, I'm alive. I wanna stay by your side, one and only testimony. Lend your hand to hold, let me see through your eyes. When I'm falling, I'm out of mind. I'm barely breathing, I'm alive. I wanna stay by your side, one and only testimony. I'm wide awake, I'm out of mind. I'm barely breathing, I'm alive. I wanna stay by your side. When I'm falling, you hear me calling. On my knees, I'm crawling.
All right, guys. So that was the 6th song, "Don't Ever Leave Me." Wow, wow. After listening to this song, I have to say that this song, once again, "Don't Ever Leave Me," is the kind of song that instantly draws you in. Draws you into its emotional gravity, and once you are in, it's hard, to actually pull away. I mean, from the first few seconds, you can feel that this track, is meant to be felt, not just heard. I mean, it's vulnerable, it's cinematic, and definitely drenched in that signature Faouzia'S intensity that, we the fans, have, come to love. As I listened, what struck me first, was the production. I loved it. I mean, it's definitely spacious and polished, yet intimate, almost like her voice, is right there, in the room with you. The piano definitely lays down, a haunting foundation, while the subtle strings and ambient textures, create a dreamy, film score like atmosphere. I actually love the fact that this song, was added to this album, because it sounds like it belongs in a dramatic, closing scene, where the emotions, are at their peak. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, but vocally, Faouzi'a, is as always, phenomenal. I love the fact that she navigated between intricate vulnerability and a powerhouse, belts, with so much control. The way she transitions, from whisper, soft, please, to souring notes, definitely give the song, a real emotional arc. You can hear the ache, in her delivery. When she sings certain lines in there, like let me see through your eyes, when I'm falling. I feel like that was definitely pure emotion. I love the fact that it was not overdone, just honest. Lyrically, "Don't Ever Leave Me," is about that deep fear of losing someone who grounds you. That feeling of clinging to light. When everything feels uncertain. It's not just a love song, if you ask me. I mean, it's a plea for some level of stability, for connection and trust. Faouzia'S songwriting definitely shines here. I love the fact that it's simple yet poetic and incredibly relatable. If there's one thing that stood out, it's how human this track feels. She's not hiding behind metaphors, or big pop hooks. And I mean, it's personal. I mean, that's something I've always admired, about her music. She manages to balance vulnerability and strength, in a way, that feels, empowering rather than fragile. Overall, this particular song, once again, "Don't Ever Leave Me," it's a stunning, addition to this album, Film Noir, and it definitely captures Faouzi'a, at her most introspective and emotionally exposed. Blending her, classical, elegance with pop sophistication. I mean, it's one of those songs that remind me personally why, she's such a unique voice in modern pop. Equal parts, singer, storyteller, and soul. Guys, let me know what you think about this song down in the comment section. Did this song, "Don't Ever Leave Me," hit you emotionally the way it did me? Please share your thoughts down there. What line or a moment stood out most to you? The quiet vulnerability or the explosive vocal peak. Drop your thoughts down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Guys, we are moving on to the seventh song, Desert Rose. I mean, she released this one a couple of, I think a week or two ago, prior to this album release. So I've heard it, and I mean, I'm super excited, to actually be sitting here and listening to it again with you guys. Let's take a listen, guys. Yeah.
I wake in vain, yeah, I dream of love as time runs through my head. I dream of fire, yeah, those dreams are tied to a horse that'll never tie. And in the flames, yeah, her shadows play in the shape of a man's desire. This desert rose, yeah, promise. This desert flower, no sweet perfume ever touched me more than this. Oh, man, tied to a horse that'll never tire. And in the flames, our shadows play in the shape of a man's desire. This desert rose, each other veils a secret promise. This desert flower, no sweet perfume ever touched me more than this. هذه مدة طويلة وأنا نحوس أنا لا أصلي، وأنا نحوس أنا لا أصلي، وأنا نحوس أنا
Guys, like I said from the beginning, this is one song that I actually got the chance to listen to, when it came out. And, when I first hit play, on this song, Desert Rose, I couldn't help but think about, Sting's original, that haunting, ethereal vibe with Cheb Mami's, iconic, Arabic vocals. Right away, Faouzia'S rendition makes it clear, she's not trying to mimic it. She is definitely reimagining it with her own voice and identity. Her vocals are definitely bold. They are expressive and emotionally charged. You can definitely feel every single word that she's singing, almost as if the lyrics are coming alive in a new way. What really stood out, is how she bridges cultures. Sting's original, leaned on that fusion of Western pop and Arabic, influences. But Faouzi'a, brings authenticity, from her own Moroccan roots. The way she navigates the songs, Arabic, sections, to me feels natural and powerful, all at the same time. Giving the song an intimate and almost personal storytelling vibe. That's different, from in the original, cinematic feel. Musically, Faouzia'S version, to me, stays close enough to the original, to respect it. But the instrumentation feels, lighter, in some moments, allowing her voice, to shine and carry the emotional weight. The climax of the song, where she hits those sour high notes, it's just breathtaking, I have to say. It's a moment that definitely makes you stop and just appreciate her technical skill and emotional delivery. Now, comparing it to Sting's version, I have to say Sting's Desert Rose, will always have that nostalgic, dreamy charm. But Faouzia'S in the cover, turns the song into something more intimate and contemporary, if you ask me. It's not about recreating the magic. It's about sharing her own magic. For fans, of the original, I feel like this version is a refreshing perspective. And for new listeners, such as myself, it's a chance to experience a classic, through a fresh lens. I don't know if that makes sense, yes, but that's exactly what I think about this one. Overall, Faouzia'S and the Desert Rose is a gorgeous and heartfelt cover. That definitely honors the original, whilst showcasing her incredible talent. Guys, if you love Sting's version, give this a listen. You will likely, find yourself, hearing the song, in a whole new way. That's exactly what happened to me, listening to this song, for the first time. But yeah, that is just me. Let me know what you guys also think about this one down in the comment section. Let me know how this, this version, made you feel the first time you heard it. Yes, guys, we are moving on to the 8th song titled Weirdo. Let's take a listen, guys.
Holding on to my pillow tonight.
Okay.
You don't deserve to feel lonely like I do. In my mirror, my colors are bright, but when you see me, my body is see-through. Could you love me now?
All right, guys. So that was the eighth song titled "Weirdo." Yes, "Weirdo," and I have to say, I mean, this song, Faouzi'a, her music, never, fails to grab me. I mean, if you've ever felt like an outsider or like you just don't fit in, I feel like this one, is definitely going to hit you differently. Right off the bat, I mean, you hear that emotional intensity in her voice. Faouzi'a, has this incredible ability, to convey vulnerability without sounding weak. Like she is, sharing a piece, of her soul directly with you. The production, I love the fact that it's sleek and cinematic, very in line with the album, titled Film Noir, you know. And personally, I loved it. The lyrics, of this song, Weirdo, really, really resonate. Certain lines in there, you know, weirdo, weirdo, how could you leave me now? I feel like those lines, immediately sets the tone, of self-doubt and questioning, but I mean, I love the fact that it's relatable. I mean, who hasn't felt, out of place, at some point? And I definitely love how she balances that vulnerability with empowerment, owning her uniqueness rather than apologizing for it. Vocally, Faouzia'S range, on the song, was definitely on full display. I love the fact that she was able to hit those, sour notes, with so much precision, as she always does. But I mean, what stood out most, is her tone for me. I mean, I love the fact that it's raw, it's authentic, and emotional. Musically, the song, combines minimalist piano lines, with subtle, electronic textures, giving it a modern yet intimate feel. The arrangements definitely lets, her vocals, take the center stage, shine all the way through, which is exactly what this track really, really needs. I mean, for the emotional impact of this song, I feel like this is one of those tracks, that feels like a personal conversation. You can tell, it's coming from a very, very genuine place. There is also a haunting beauty in the way she delivers, each line. And the chorus, has that bittersweet punch. And I love that. I love the fact that it's reflective, it's melancholic, and I mean, but oddly comforting, all at the same time. Being track 8, on this album, Film Noir, it feels like a moment of, introspection, in the album's journey. After hearing some of her other songs, on this project, Weirdo, this song, definitely lands, as this, emotional, high point, where, you really, really connect, with her as an artist, beyond the production and visuals. I love that. I mean, overall, Weirdo, is a standout track. Faouzi'a really, really goes, and she proves once again that she's not just a pop singer. She's a storyteller. She's an emotional connector. The song is definitely relatable, beautifully produced, and her vocals are absolutely mesmerizing. So yeah, if you're someone who's ever felt like a weirdo, this this one might just speak directly to you. Yeah, so let me know down in the comment section. Have you listened to this song yet? What did you think about the lyrics and the production? Yeah, definitely have to drop the thoughts down in the comment section. I want to know how this song made you feel. And I mean, if you are new on here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and for more reactions such as this one, guys. We are moving on to the ninth song, Porcelain. Yes, this one I've also listened. I think it was one of the first singles she dropped prior to this album release. Yes, but I'm super happy, super stoked to actually be listening to it all over again. Let's take a listen, guys. Okay.
Take your heart somewhere else. I don't want any of it anymore.
Okay.
Keep it all to yourself. I don't want any of it anymore.
Okay.
It hurts me to say this, but it hurts me more to stay. My fingers are bleeding from picking up pieces you made of me. I can't let you in. My delicate skin is far too thin just want anything that's left of me. Fair release my sanity. I'm on my knees looking through all this debris. It hurts me to say this, but it hurts me more to stay. Oh, my fingers are bleeding from picking up pieces you made of me. Oh, I can't let you in. My delicate skin is far too thin. Porcelain and your blade is sharp. You take it too far. It's just who you are. Cold cement and you can't resist. With your iron fist you come crashing down till I'm found in pieces. And then you're filled with regret, but soon you'll forget. And I'm left a mess in your hands. Again, 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 again and again and again. Again and again and again. Can't let you in. My delicate skin is far too thin. Porcelain and your blade is sharp. You take it too far. It's just who you are. Cold cement you can't resist. With your iron fist you come crashing down till I'm found in pieces. And then you're filled with regret, but soon you'll forget. And I'm left a mess in your hands.
All right, guys. So yeah, right from the opening, piano, you can definitely feel the fragility in this song. The instrumentation to me is minimal, which immediately pulls all the focus on her voice. And let me tell you, I mean, Faouzia'S vocals, here are absolutely stunning. There is this delicate and almost breakable quality, and yet underneath it, you can sense a power that refuses to be ignored. That contrast, that's what makes this song hit so hard emotionally, I have to say. Now let's talk about the lyrics, because they are really where the heart of the song Porcelain lives. Certain lines in there, my fingers are bleeding from picking up pieces you made of me. That's so raw. That's real. Faouzi'a, I love the fact that she uses the porcelain metaphor perfectly. Beautiful, fragile, but also easily shattered. I mean, you feel her reclaiming, her strength, through the vulnerability, and honestly, that's something a lot of listeners, are definitely going to connect with. I mean, it's a breakup anthem, but it's also a song, about resilience and self-preservation. Vocally, I mean, as always, I mean, I say this, Faouzi'a, she's definitely in a league, of her own. Those high notes, float effortlessly without, ever sounding forced. The subtle vibrato, the way she emphasizes certain words, to me, it's like she's telling a story in every single line. Compared to some of, her earlier work, I feel like this song, Porcelain, feels more intimate. You really get the sense that she's sharing a personal experience with us. I loved it, guys. Production wise, this song is stripped down but purposeful, I have to say. I mean, the piano definitely sets the melancholic tone, and the reverb in her voice adds just enough space to let the emotions breathe. There are no unnecessary layers. Everything exists to serve the lyrics at her and her voice, and I feel like that's a smart move. Sometimes less is actually more. And here, it really works, guys. I have to say, yes. After I listened to this song, I noticed a couple of standout moments. For me, I mean, the first bridge, when I mean she hits those sustained notes, guys, that was just a goosebumping moment for me. The final chorus, I mean, it's definitely the emotional catharsis. You feel the release of all the tension, and it is so satisfying to listen to. I loved it overall. Porcelain, is a beautiful, vulnerable and empowering track. Faouzi'a, I mean, once again, has proven yet again why, she is one of the most exciting voices in pop right now. And I mean, it's definitely heartfelt, it's haunting, and it's totally relatable. So yeah, if you've ever, felt fragile, after a heartbreak, I feel like this song would speak directly to you, and honestly, even if you haven't, the artistry here, is impossible, to ignore. Yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section. Did Porcelain, hit you as hard as it hit me? What's your favorite lyric or vocal moment? And how do you think this song compares, to her previous, releases? Please let me know down in the comment section. We are moving on to the 10th song, yes, titled Ornament. Let's take a listen, guys. Okay. Yeah.
Honey, can you see I'm bleeding out? Say that I look pretty. Crimson on my ivory gown. Are you trying to kill me?
Okay.
Trying to see how far I'll let you go. Now I know. There's nothing but an ornament, nothing but a bit of flesh. My scars are standing as a testament. You were never innocent, no.
Wow.
Tell me, can you even feel a thing? Are you gonna help me? Put me on my suffering. Are you some freak of nature? Are your lungs made of paper? Is your skin an illusion? There's no way that you're human. There's nothing but an ornament, nothing but a bit of flesh. My scars are standing as a testament. You were never innocent, no. Are you some freak of nature? Are your arms made of paper? Is your skin an illusion? There's no way that you're human. There's nothing but an ornament, nothing but a bit of flesh. Are you scars are standing as a testament. You were never innocent, no.
All right, guys. So that was the 10th song, Ornament. And guys, right off the bat, Faouzia'S voice, hits you as always. I mean, it does that all the time. I love the fact that it's rich, it's expressive, and you can feel the emotions in every single note. The production has this, driving energy, fast paced, but not too overwhelming. it's like it carries you through the story she's telling, and the melody is really really catchy, but in a subtle haunting way, I have to say. The lyrics here are definitely intense. Certain lines in there, your heart is nothing but an ornament, nothing but a bit of flesh. That line really, really stood out to me. I mean, she is calling out someone whose emotions feel superficial. And I mean, the imagery, crimson, on my ivory gown, is just so cinematic, if you ask me. I mean, you can feel the tension, the vulnerability, and the empowerment, all at once. To me, it feels like, she is, confronting, Het, whilst, owning her own strength. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, but that's just exactly what I feel about the lyrics. I mean, I also love how she balances vulnerability with defiance. Her scars are mentioned as a treatment. Which to me gives the song this layer of resilience. I mean, it's definitely deep, and it hits you. I mean, differently depending on how much you connect with the song. Vocally, Faouzi'a, she is definitely on fire. I mean, I love the fact that she effortlessly switches between soft, almost whisper-like moments and, full-on belting. I mean, the instrumentation complements her voice, perfectly, if you ask me. I mean, dynamic beats, I mean, crisp production, and little details, that make the song feel so much alive. It's not just a pop song. To me, I mean, it's an emotional storytelling through music. Yes, I mean, highlight moments, of the song for me. I mean, the chorus, definitely hits hard. Every very memorable and emotional. Certain lines in there, can you even feel the thing? You know, that line lingers with you because I mean they are delivered so powerfully. Yeah, I also love the interplay between her delicate vocals and the punchy production. I feel like it makes the song feel cinematic, almost like you are watching a short film in audio form. Guys, if I were to be critical, I mean the song feels intense, for listeners who prefer simpler, lighter pop. The lyrics are layered, and the production is I mean it's dense. I mean, so it takes a couple of listens to fully absorb. But honestly, that's also what makes it stand out, from a lot of other tracks, today, guys. I loved it. Overall, this song Ornament, is definitely a standout track, from this album, Film Noir. As always, Faouzi'a proves, she's not just a vocalist, but a storyteller, with a unique perspective and emotional depth. Yes, if you enjoy songs that are dramatic, cinematic, and vocally impressive, this is definitely a must listen. I'll definitely be playing this on repeat. So, guys, that's just my thoughts. That's just my perspective. Let me know what you guys also think about this song. The lyrics. Do you feel the intensity of the emotions that she is expressing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. And if you want me to react more of Faouzia'S in the album, please let me know down in the comment section. Guys, we are moving on to the final song of this album, Pretty Stranger. Yes, let's take a listen, guys.
Pretty stranger, how you been? Weather's getting pretty bad again. Life has been a blur, don't you agree? And I don't recognize the man I see. Am I happy? I'm not sure. That's a question I'd rather ignore. And if you ask me, darling, I might cry. You know me and I'm
All right, guys, and there we have it. The final song off of this album, Film Noir. Yeah, Pretty Stranger. Right from the start, guys, this song I feel like it has this delicate, almost lullaby like sort of vibe. Faouzia'S vocals, are soft, but there is a deep emotional undertone that I feel like I immediately, push it in. As a listener, her voice, feels intimate and reflective, and you can definitely tell that she is telling a personal story here. The lyrics, listening closely, the lyrics, suggest a sense of, estrangement and, self-reflection. Certain lines in there, like, I don't recognize the man, I see, definitely hit hard because, they speak to identity and personal change. It feels like, she is speaking to someone who's both familiar and distant, a pretty stranger, if you will. There's also a bittersweet quality here, that makes it relatable. Those moments where you look around and realize things have changed, including yourself. Talking about the vocal performance, guys, I have to say, as always, Faouzia'S vocals are impressive. Personally, I love how she balances vulnerability and with control, perfectly. Even in the softer moments, you can hear the emotion, in every single note, which is, something, she does really, really well, across her work. For fans of emotional, expressive singing, I feel like this track, is a real treat. For the production and the instrumentation of this song, guys, I loved it. It is the production is minimalist, but effective. There is also a gentle piano and subtle atmospheric textures that complement her voice without overpowering it. If you ask me, it's a kind of arrangement that lets her vocals shine all the way through, which is exactly what the song needs. Overall, I think this song, Pretty Stranger, is a beautiful introspective track that works perfectly as the closing song for this album, Film Noir. It's not a high energy pop banger, but personally, I love the fact that it's reflective, it's emotional, and intimate. If you are someone who appreciates strong vocals and lyrical depth, I feel like this track will definitely resonate with you. Yes, Faouzi'a, as always, she continues to show her range, as an artist with songs like this. She's not just hitting notes. She is she is conveying emotion and connecting with the listener, on a much more personal level. Pretty Stranger, might not be your typical radio hit, but it's a strong statement, and a highlight, on the album's emotional journey. Guys, that's just me. That's just what I think about this song down in the comment section. Question for you guys: what do you think Faouzi'a means by Pretty Stranger? Is it about something else, or about realizing parts of yourself? Please drop your thoughts down the comment section. I'd really, really love to hear your take on this one, guys. After listening to 11 songs off of this album, Film Noir, I have to say this album, Film Noir, once again, isn't just music, isn't just a collection of songs. To me, it's storytelling through sounds, emotion, and visuals. Faouzi'a didn't just give us songs. She gave us scenes. Every track feels like a chapter in her movie. Where heartbreak, power, and vulnerability coexist. Vocally, she is definitely in her league of her own. Technically flawless, emotionally devastating, and artistically fearless. I honestly think this might be one of the strongest albums we've seen in pop in a very, very long time. If I'm to rank this album, I'll definitely give this a hard 9.5 out of 10. I feel like every song hits, every song slaps, and I personally, I loved it. Yes, that's just what I think. That's just my thoughts. So what do you guys think? What's your favorite track from this album, Film Noir? Did Peace and Love hit you the hardest, or were you vibing with the elegance of Porcelain? please, drop your thoughts, down below. I love, reading your takes. Don't forget to, like this video if you enjoyed this reaction. Subscribe for more deep dive album reactions, and hit that, notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Until then, stay creative, stay curious, and keep listening to great music. Peace out.